Well, I think the last 2 seasons, I think the Bronco hockey program is the players have had great experiences in terms of competing in the Final Four and winning the championship last year. I think it was just an indication, first of all, how tough it is to do. What great teams there are in the league, and the fact that having a good regular season and finishing higher in the standings, I think certainly benefits you as you move along. I think the weekend that we had off by qualifying in the top 4 helped us a great deal as we moved along, and certainly you have exceptions to that rule, certainly the way that Bowling Green played last year, but that, again, brings back the point of just how tough the league is, and I think our players have learned just how difficult it is to win the championship.
Well, and that's the thing. I think that was the extra games. You had a senior captain in Ian Slater who's now graduated. Can you talk about maybe some of the guys, some of the expectations that you have for this season?
Well, I mean, our basic expectation is to be ready to play every night, because we certainly saw last year after Christmas we had a difficult time sweeping a series. We won a lot of Friday night games and got beaten on Saturday night. So I think the bottom line is just the preparation for every individual game, and we're expecting our players to realize that. We had a great summer training program, as I'm sure all of the other coaches have been talking about today. I haven't heard the other coaches other than Dallas here in the recent one you had, but we feel our players are in great shape. We're excited about the year. We haven't done anything yet. I know the rankings have us nationally placed somewhat high, but I still haven't figured out how they do that before you've played a game. But we're just going to plan to be ready for every game.
Well, can you talk about some of the returning players? Maybe we'll start with your sophomore goaltender, Frank Sklobowski. Didn't look like a freshman last year. Calm in the net. What do you think? Is he ready to maybe even take another step? Has he gotten better?
Well, we can't afford to have Frank go the other direction, because he was such a big part of our success last year. So he needs to play at the same level he played at last year. He's a competitor. He works extremely hard. He's in great shape. We also like our other 2 goaltenders. We've got Nick Paisolini, who got hurt early in the year last year, but is a guy that can come in and play for us, a senior. And we've really been impressed with a freshman goaltender that we brought in here this summer by the name of Lucas Hafner. So there's competition going on right now. Obviously, Frank Sklobowski, because of his play last year, needs to be recognized as our number 1 guy going in. But bottom line is Frank needs to play up to the standard that he set last year. He's the one that set it, not us. So we need to make sure that he plays at the same level.
Well, then moving out, your group of defensemen were mobile and moved the puck really well. Can you talk about how that, is part of your team's success, and how those guys, Dennis Brown, Garrett Haar, and Dan DeKaiser, guys coming back, fit in?
Well, we like all 7 of our defensemen that we have. I mean, we've got, certainly Danny DeKaiser and Luke Witkowski, who, Danny being a junior and Luke a senior. I mean, big guys that move the puck effectively. We've got a pair of Garrett Haar and now a rookie by the name of Kenny Morrison. And Kenny Morrison reminds us a lot of Matt Tennyson, Hart's partner last year, and can shoot the puck very well. We've got another pair of Dennis Brown and Jordan Osterley. And, Jordan Osterley was our second best conditioned athlete here when we did our testing. We were looking for a good year from him. Dennis Brown's very deceptive with the power play, helps make our power play work, and we've got a 7th defenseman here in Matt Stewart, who can play at any time and played some big games through injuries last year. So, our defense is solid. Again, they need to be that way. We led the conference in shots against last year at 23. And, we had the puck a lot to do that, but certainly our defensemen blocked a lot of shots and played solid.
Well, and then you've got forwards Chase Balassi and Shane Burschbach and Dane Walters are back. They had 39 goals, 98 points last season, almost a third of your scoring. You keep them together for the 3rd season. What are their strengths? What makes them such a good line?
Well, you need certainly a line that is your go-to offensive line. They probably had to carry the offensive load more than we would have liked. We're hoping to have more balanced scoring this year. At this particular point, we're trying different combinations. We've been challenging our players to show us how they can play with different line combinations. We'll sort it out as we go along, but certainly that line has played together for 2 years and have been successful. But, you kind of indicated, they had a third of our goals. We dress 4 forward lines, and we need contributions from other people as well.
Now, when I was thinking about it, this being your second season, what was your biggest surprise from last year about the CCHA?
I don't think there were a lot of surprises, Phil. I think that I had the good fortune of having 3 other children that played college hockey, so I knew the level of play that existed in Division I college hockey. So I knew that it was highly competitive. There were great players, and certainly gained an even greater respect for the level of coaching at this level. Every night I was coaching against. Our coaching staff was coaching against coaches that were well prepared, had their team motivated, and just the excitement and energy of being on a college campus, not only the hockey part of it, but going to basketball, football, volleyball games. It didn't disappoint me. It was what I expected it would be, and probably even better.
Well, final question comes from Paula Weston at USCHO.com. What does the final season of the CCHA mean to you and your program? I know that Western has a storied history with the league, and even your second season. Do you have a feel for that kind of history and how it all fits in?
Well, I liked our recent history last year, my first year, and I'd like to reference that history again, and hopefully, we'd like nothing better than be able to keep the Mason Cup here in Kalamazoo at Western Michigan. But again, it's just respect for the league, the great players that have played in it. We recognize here, we're saluting our different teams that have played here at Western throughout the year and paying recognition to what a great league the CCHA has been. I wish it was still going to be in place again next year, but there's other things that are happening. But certainly, it's been a great league for hockey, and it's developed a lot of great players, and more importantly, it got a lot of great citizens.